So, tell me a little bit about. Wait, hold on. Tell me a little bit about yourself. And how you kind of got to this point, wanting to run for mayor.
Yeah, so I'm born and raised here in Mobile. We own a small business here. I went to a small Baptist church here. I'm the the co-founder, co-chair of the Gulf Coast Mental Health Coalition. Before COVID, we were doing a lot of education workshops monthly, just on various subjects involving mental health. And I've been an advocate in the Mobile area for many years, and watching all the issues, seeing the issues continue to increase and get worse, but not being addressed properly. That's what made me decide to get involved.
And so you were born and raised here then?
Yes.
Why is Mobile so important to you?
Mobile's home. It's where I'm from, my family's from. My grandfather retired as a firefighter here. Grandmother worked as an ICU nurse here, so all my family's made this home, and that's what's so important to us.
And I know you mentioned it a little bit, but what made you want to run for mayor? Why did you decide, I want to take public office and go a little bit further?
That's a good question. So seeing what the other candidates are, how they're addressing the issues, and seeing our homicide rate double already this year from last year, looking at the roads, the conditions the roads are in, the potholes, I'm not seeing any true long-term solutions. I'm not seeing a lot of great communication, especially like if you look at the mayor's office, they don't communicate very well with city council. You don't see the mayor out in the neighborhoods talking to people. So that's what made me decide to jump in the race and put my name in.
What are your top 3 priorities that you want people to know you'd like to get accomplished if you're elected?
So one of our top priorities is going to be addressing the crime rate, especially the homicide rate that we're seeing. One of the issues I'm looking at advocating for is bringing a mental health court to Mobile. Baldwin County was just approved for the mental health court. So I plan to work with the DA's office and judicial system to bring that to Mobile. And then it's just communication, having an open communication with city council and the residents of Mobile, getting out and working with the residents and hearing what they have to say.
Right. And so you said crime is a big focus. What are some specific things that you would like to try and implement if
So one would be the mental health court. If you take it from a mental health standpoint, a lot of the issues we see revolve around mental health, especially substance abuse, alcohol abuse, and other mental health issues. So taking it from that mental health leadership standpoint. And then also, there's a lot of stuff cities doing, like the Shot Spotter, which I know we've heard a lot about that. Reinvesting in our neighborhoods and our parks and our communities, and then at the same time communicating.
mental health is obviously a big
Yes.
point for you. What other things besides a mental health court do you think could help, especially those in that community that are really struggling right now?
One of them, just communicating with them. I want to get out in the neighborhoods. I want to hear what they have to say. They live in those neighborhoods on a daily basis. So we need to listen to what they have to say, because I'm sure they have some great ideas of what we could do. And then I have friends who are elected officials in other cities. I want to hear what they're doing that's working. Instead of trying to reinvent the wheel, let's bring what's working already and put that in place.
You also mentioned communication, being more open. How do you think that can be done from the mayor's office?
One is we are looking at a dashboard for the city. So we have this dashboard online so that the residents can see what the mayor's office is doing, which brings more transparency, and then it can show the progress of how we're addressing issues and what we're doing on a much more open and transparent point.
As far as health goes, we talked about mental health, now moving to health and COVID-19. How would you address COVID-19 if elected? We are going to be struggling with this virus for quite some time. So how would you make citizens feel more comfortable and more safe?
So one is just really putting the word out, the spreading the news of how the vaccine works, and instead of all the conspiracy theories we're hearing, I've seen mobile pop-up vaccination sites that are working very well in other cities. We got the one that's going to be open at the mall, which is a great idea. And just communicating with the public and letting them know that the vaccine works, and hearing what the facts are from the scientific approach. I have a cousin now at Savard Infirmary. He is on a ventilator. He's 23 years old, and he's fighting for his life right now. This vaccine works if you get it.
So you have a personal connection
Yes.
to COVID-19. Tell me how that's affected your family.
It's tough. I mean, he's 23. Just 3 or 4 days ago, he was healthy. He caught it from someone else, unfortunately not vaccinated. And if he would have been vaccinated, I have a feeling we would be looking at a different approach of it. But thankfully, he's doing a little better today, and we're just taking it day by day.
Has having now someone who's closer to you have COVID-19, has that changed your perspective at all on dealing with this virus?
No, because in the beginning, when the vaccines became available, we own a cleaning company. We're in offices and houses on a regular basis. So my team, we were vaccinated as soon as possible, and that's been a great added benefit or approach to it. So we're protecting ourselves and others. And I've seen, I mean, when you look at the rates for vaccination, we're at, 99.5%, I think, is what the state health officer said, that we're having an effective rate of. So the vaccine works.
Let's see. I'll think about what else. Another point that people, are focusing on right now is the economy and local businesses. It's been really hard for Mobile businesses for the past year or more. And what would you bring to the mayor's office, if elected, to help local businesses, maybe even grow businesses here in Mobile?
Well, as being a small business owner, I understand what we went through last year. I mean, our business was hit really hard last year too with COVID-19. So I understand what other businesses are going through. So I'm bringing that experience to the mayor's office. And then also we're discussing the idea that I've seen other cities doing with economic development department that works with the small chambers as well. So that aspect I think would help a lot. And then just so it goes back to communication, just working with those small business owners and the larger businesses to see what we can do to help them from the mayor's office.
And as far as bringing more opportunities in, more jobs to Mobile, how would you approach that?
That goes back to having an economic development department that works alongside all the small chambers down here in the area, and then also working with other businesses, looking at what businesses we're missing in Mobile and what we could bring to Mobile that would benefit Mobile and the Mobilians, and that's what we're looking at doing.
So when someone sits down at the polling place, they're looking at their ballot, they're seeing these 5 names. Why do you want them to choose you?
Because I've got proven leadership. I'm a strong leader. I communicate very well. I get out in the community. I'm not sitting behind a desk. I'm not sitting behind a camera. I get out and talk to people. I work with people and listen to what they have to say instead of working against them. I'm very open, very transparent, and I work with everybody.
Is there anything else as far as priorities go that you wanted to talk about that you maybe have heard from people when you're out in the community talking to them that they want to see change?
Infrastructure's been the biggest thing I've heard. Just roads. We have to come up with an ongoing, long-term solution to continue to work on our roads, not just work on roads in certain parts of town, but all the roads in town. But also public transportation is a key issue that we're not addressing. We have residents throughout the city who don't drive, who can't get around, can't get to doctor's offices or get to school. So we've got to figure out how to improve our public transportation, add routes to make it so people can get around.
I think that's all I had for you. Is there anything else that you wanted to add? Anything else you wanted to share?
I think that's all for right now. I think you hit a lot of stuff.
Thank you.